Hi guys, welcome back to Show and Go. Today we're going to do the second half of the air intake manifold. Got it back the other day from my friend that welded it up, and I think it turned out pretty good. It fits beautifully under the hood, which I'll show you when I install that, but that'll be after I do all the wiring. But today we are going to start polishing. My plan is to polish all of this and then polish this aluminum. It's going to be quite a bit of sanding, and I've never polished before, so we'll learn how to do that together. And also, we'll remove the little air flaps that are underneath here. That way we have direct airflow from here all the way to the other side. That will help better because with originally the way that this was set up, that the throttle body was here and air would get divided and go down the two halves. But with it coming here on this side, this half would get a lot of air, but this side would starve for air. So we'll remove that flap and it'll allow for better airflow for both sides. Let's get started on the sanding. So with working with aluminum, you always want to use new sandpaper. If you have used sandpaper that's touch steel, that you'll actually force that steel shavings into the aluminum, and you'll cause rust spots to form in the aluminum. And it also makes it so you can't polish it because you have different metals smashed in there. To get all of this textured aluminum off, I'm just going to use this scuff pad. So I'll show you what that looks like so far, and I'll do the rest of that. So that's what it looks like so far. That you have to get all the way down till all this textured pitting is out, kind of like you see here. And then once you get to that, then you start going on to the sandpaper. I really like using these orange abrasive pads to like do all the sanding, because then you don't get a bunch of deep gouges from low grit sandpaper. So it's been a while since I've worked on it, probably almost a month, but I just got done with the rough polishing using my little scuff pad, the orange abrasive pad. It's probably equivalent to 320 grit or 200 grit sandpaper. Maybe, I'm not too sure actually. So I got all the rough texture off. For the most part, you can see there's still some there. And on all the top parts, I rounded off and smoothed out the welds. But on the bottom part, here I'll show you that I left the welds there. See if I can do this without dropping it. So here I'll leave those welds. They're all hidden once the air intake's on. Same with this texture here. I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to polish the top half because that is what you'll see. And then other thing that I'll end up doing is removing these flaps that the engine's designed, or at least the air intake manifold's designed from the factory, that at a certain RPMs, I can't remember if it's at low or high RPMs, that this flap is open to allow for more airflow. Normally the air would go through here, and then it would go through down into these runners, and then it also circles around this back part, and then goes through those runners. If you remember that the throttle body was right here, so it'd just go down there. But since I'm going to be changing the air direction from going crossways, I'll take this out and I'll probably clean out the inside by cutting and polishing using a Dremel, stuff like that, to allow for better airflow to this side. So I'll start. My next step is to wet sand this. I'm going to start with 500 grit and work my way up to probably 1,000. So I'll start with the 500.